Pittsburgh Sports Line at Sips Sports Bar, 3024 West Liberty Avenue, 15216. Punch that in on your GPS and you'll find us. No problem there. Like us on Pittsburgh Sports Line, our fan page. We need a few more likes. They said we're setting some records. We're up to 133. I'm hoping to hear we're at 134 after this show. We have a lot of great guests here. I'm not going to mention who they are. That's our little tease tonight. But we have a full house of guests. I think the guests outnumber everybody here in the bar, so it'll be very exciting. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. This is Smoking Jim Frazier. Chip Hayner's there. He's healthy. He missed one of our shows last week with his wife who was ill. She's recovered fully. Stephanie, nice to see you here with friends. And we're ready to start the show. We're going to go to our first segment here where we bring up our guests. What's on your mind, Chip?
Thanks, Alan. What's on my mind is, yesterday afternoon, lounging around using the remote control, going up and down on some TV stations, I stumbled across a program about probably one of my favorite professional athletes of all time, and Pittsburghers here all love him, and that was about the great one, Roberto Clemente. And some of the things that I'd like to bring to people's attention about Roberto Clemente, besides being, the greatest baseball player that ever played in Pittsburgh, but Roberto Clemente did quite a bit for more than just the city of Pittsburgh and the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was an advocate for the Latin American players of his era, and this was during a time in the mid-'60s when the civil rights movement was going on, and he took inspiration from Dr. Martin Luther King, and he started speaking out for the rights of Latin American players who were not being treated as fairly as other players in Major League Baseball. And in 1966, Clemente won the MVP for the National League, which was a milestone moment because it's the first time a Hispanic athlete had ever been recognized as the top player in his sport. And what he did with the platform that he was giving over the next 5 or 6 years, instead of just humbly taking the awards and the accolades, was he spoke out for the way that Hispanic athletes were being treated. And some of the lesser-known Hispanic athletes brought up to him that if you don't shut up, you're going to lose your job, and he didn't care. He spoke out anyhow because he felt that that was the right thing to do. And he was such a giving man that he gave more of himself and his platform to other people, and he helped out less fortunate people, and ultimately 40 years ago this past January lost his life trying to help the people of Nicaragua. And I think that, if you get a chance, the program's called The Clemente Legacy, and it's an hour and a half long. It's must-see TV as far as I'm concerned. That's what's on my mind, Alan.
Thanks, Chip. And I've watched The Legacy. It's a great show. I recommend it highly. Now, Smoking Jim, what's on your mind?
Hey, thanks, Al Levine, the Talking Machine. Just want to acknowledge a couple people in the audience. Elizabeth Day is here. She's definitely the smartest woman I've ever met. She got her master's degree from Point Park University. Beautiful young lady and built like Beyonce. Give a big hand to Elizabeth Day. Also in the audience is my girl model, beautiful model, India. India is definitely the most dependable young lady I've ever worked with. This summer we're going to be working hard on her 2014 calendar. So we're going to go from state to state and from Marriott to Marriott. Fellas, it's a tough job, but somebody got to do it. We're going to get it this And shout out to Bethel Park High School. We did the celebrity basketball game Friday night for TV with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And for some reason, James Harrison wasn't there. The 5 meanest linebackers in NFL history is Dick Butkus, Bill Romanowski, Jack Lambert, Greg Lloyd, and James Harrison. Why in the world would the Pittsburgh Steelers cut the most feared player in the National Football League? Listen, there's only 2 players on their defense they can depend on. Brett Kiesel and James Harrison. Troy Polamalu is always hurt. Lamar Woodley is fat and out of shape. Ryan Clark can't play in Denver, and Casey Hampton ain't had a good game since Hostess went out of business. Casey Hampton can't play without his Twinkies and his ho-hos. Hey, listen, do you really believe that Mike Adams and Max Starks can block James Harrison? When James Harrison was in college, one game he sacked Big Ben 5 times in one game. Next year, Big Ben's going to be running from his life from that crazy silverback.
Thanks, Smoking Jim Frazier. I had to give a little pause here because I really couldn't hear that you finished. And that's why you have to come to Sips Sports Bar on Monday nights. We start about 7:30, 20 to 8. Look at the stuff that you get to hear. It's not your normal, wow, we even get water here. Look at the service you get here. Tracy's the best there.
Smoking Jim, 'cause he's
best
on fire.
bartender in the business. Hey, that Carrick dance team, you got to move away from the bar. Get them some soft drinks there. But I want to thank Bethel Park TV for letting myself and Smoking Jim, and we had 2 great guests, Stephanie Hayner and Chip Hayner. The Steelerettes met the Steelers. You got to go to our Pittsburgh Sportsline fan page and you can see that picture. Mike Anthony, a guest on our show, has the Steelerettes getting into shape. All 4 of them were there. They almost outnumbered the Steeler team. There were 6. That's if you count Louis Lips. So it was great. And what's on my mind is the Penguins. Another one of their superstars. He has this upper body injury. To me, I looked at him after the hit. Not that I'm a doctor or an expert, but he did look dazed. He had that look that Sidney Crosby had after he got hit a couple times. That second and third hit. We have a boxing guy, Jimmy Savetic. He'll tell you about some head injuries. I can't wait to get him up here. But it looks like the 1 to 2 weeks that Malkin's going to have. That's one of my guys, and it's a shame he's injured like that. I hope it really isn't a concussion, but it sure looked like it to me. And that's what's on my mind. And I thank you for listening, and we go to our next segment where we're going to have some great guests coming up. And our first guest tonight is the legendary Jimmy Savetic.
All right, Mad Dog.
It's kind of hot up
Wait
here.
a second. This airtime's expensive. Next time you have to have Tracy set the drink here on the table. We're trying to get her on camera.
Thanks, Tracy.
Have a seat here. We got to have close quarters here so we have one camera tonight. Here's your water, sir. How are you doing? Haven't seen you for a few weeks. When I saw you at the last boxing match, you were promoting some U.S.-Canada type stuff we talked about.
Great. We took the team trophy, which was cool.
Good. Well,
They,
congratulations.
they sent their best, but we were just a little bit better.
And that's
Actually, it was 14 wins to 13 wins. So
right. It's
we get
close.
the trophy. Trophy enough for us to brag.
Sure, a win's a win. That's how we
Win's a
look at
win.
it here.
Sure. When you're having a bad day,
When's that?
take a look at Torky in that picture over here. Flash on that camera right there. You got 6 viewers on you with Jack Lambert laying on top of you. That's what you call a bad day. Look at the Greenwood, Wagner. Oh, man.
And that's a Sports Illustrated cover of the Super Bowl. You know
I didn't
that. They had an article
Jack
there,
Lambert
so
laying on top of him.
they love it here. That's why we're at Sips Sports Bar. What do you think of the place with all
I'll
the
tell you what.
memorabilia and TV?
I'll tell you what, when you walk in there, you see a picture of Rocky Marciano's
My favorite.
record on there.
My favorite.
49-0.
Right.
Knocked out 44 people. Turned them into stone. Okay. And then you got a picture of Rocky over here at Jersey Joe Walcott. Turning him into stone. And he was winning the fight.
Jersey Joe was.
Jersey was winning the fight.
See,
And,
we got some history from Jimmy here, giving us filling in the blanks here.
And Jersey Joe could fight. He could do whatever he had to do.
Sure.
And Jersey Joe was also the referee when the punch that nobody saw when he knocked out Sonny Liston.
Oh, Muhammad
Ali.
Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali. He was Cassius Clay then.
Well, sure.
And then after that, I think then he said, start beating people up and say, "What's my name?" Whatever you want to be. What do you want me to call you?
Is that when you're that pretty? That's what you do. You know the gimmicks. You've been in the game.
Well,
a long
that's
time.
that's definitely.
Speaking of setting records, look at Bernard Hopkins this past weekend, 48 years old, wins
Right.
the light heavyweight championship.
I'll tell you what. It was my opinion. Bernard Hopkins is very beatable. Very beatable. They fought the wrong fight. Michael, when you're strong like that, why would you go inside with slow-moving Bernard Hopkins? I mean, that's like, yeah, better footwork. You can beat him with a reach. Beat him with the reach. Instead, they go inside and they lose 8 out of the 12 rounds.
Well, why don't more people go to that particular federal pen? Two of my greatest fighters come out of there. Bernard Hopkins and Rayco Ward Saunders was in the same big house.
Well,
Gotta be more talent down there, Jim.
I think they have a lot of talent in the big house, and it's not only about boxing. Maybe we could find some poets there too. Huh?
Well, maybe they can't get out for these fights. Think about that.
You know what? They can get out if they would quit doing dumb things.
Okay.
You-
How about we go to something positive here? What do you got going on here?
The dumber they are, the stronger the lock. You know what I mean?
We
Come on.
got it. We got it.
Let's cut it out. Let's cut to the chase, baby.
Yeah.
All right, let's get off of that. Because you know
Right.
what? There's a lot of innocent people in there. I've met very few.
Well, that's from your other career,
Oh
though.
yeah, absolutely.
From
I
your
think-
career,
And there's a lot of innocent, guilty people out there that should be in there.
well, that's another story for another
story.
day.
Well, yeah, don't
Let's
worry
talk
about
boxing
sports.
again. Let's talk about your
Let's talk
boxing.
about boxing. All right, showtime. All right, this week we're the police athletic
I'll hold
league.
it up for Aaron. You talk here, Jimmy.
All right, we have the Royal Place, which is March 16th, which is St. Patrick's Day in Pittsburgh.
And it's Saturday night.
Saturday night. So this is the real Donnybrook. There's going to be at least 12 fights out there. Great fighters coming. You got the Conway boys from South Park. We have Gerald Sorrell from, he's fighting at Caleb Parrish. It's a rematch. Oh, yeah. That's a real deal fight. I like the amateurs actually better than the pros.
I
Do
do
you?
too. I do too.
Because you know what? First of all, theoretically, you can fix any fight. You can fix anything.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
in amateur, these kids,
They want it.
they want it. You're fighting for a trophy. What are you going to do? Fight for a trophy? When you get big money, look, and I can step into the pro ring and get a win. You know, that's smoke me and I can get you a win. You just
Can you
grease-
get smoking, Tim? A win?
yeah,
Come on.
absolutely. You just get down to some of the states further south of Pennsylvania, and
Okay.
and we're not going to point them out.
Hey, wait a second. Let's get back on what you
Okay.
got going on
Yeah, we're
here.
talking about fixing fights. here.
We talk about that
No,
when
we're
you're not
fixing
here.
them. We're talking about giving
Winning
the
them.
edge.
Right.
It's called giving the edge.
How about winning these things?
Winning.
Get the W.
Yeah,
That's what
but
we
you
want
know
to
what?
see.
Bernard Hopkins is, getting back to him, is a tribute to what every old guy wants to do. No, he said, when they asked him, why do you do this? He said, because I can.
Wow.
Well, the other thing he wants to do is at 50, you can join ARP. So
Absolutely.
he wants to be an ARP fighter and a champion of ARP.
Spokesman for all the people.
Well,
with,
exactly. He saw what George Foreman did. He got a Foreman grill. Maybe he can get something too.
I want to see him. I want to see him throw that bedpan his way as long as he can. Really, it's great to see it. He's pushing 50, and the way he's doing right now, he's making money, which leads to Spadafora. He's getting longer tooth, but you know what? He's undefeated.
He is.
He's
Yes, he
undefeated,
is.
best defensive fighter you might ever see in boxing.
Yes, sir.
So defense and defending all pro fighters. There's two examples, and then you got this Sammy Vasquez.
Yeah.
He's gonna make a statement here, and he could definitely take some undefeated fighters and make them defeated.
Wow.
He went out
Nice.
to California, and I think he beat a guy 32-2,
Wow.
and he
Yeah,
they
we
brought
got
him
the
in there.
report on that. He's been on our show a couple times.
What's great is they asked him. He said, "Bring it on." They said, "We're going to change opponents." They said, well, "Bring them on. Let's go. No, we can do this." Didn't question. Look, this kid's a perfect dream for any manager trainer.
Oh.
He had military record, outstanding. I think he short of winning the Silver Star. You know, he's got outstanding everything.
A family man, too.
family
He's a family
man.
man,
Humble.
good family.
Yeah, he's
Very
fun.
humble.
And then
young
here
man.
we got the best thing going. You remember who can? Now it's American and Mexican.
Mexican.
Right?
Okay.
They do both.
Isn't that wonderful? And so that's a tribute to, like you're watching Roberto. Sure, this is, testimony to the Hispanics. And I'm hoping for him, pulling for him. He's going to be in our show on Saturday, and he's going to be a spokesman for the Police Athletic League in Golden Gloves. Sammy Vasquez.
He'll be there.
We're going to be
will.
there.
Yeah,
Yes, he's going to be there.
okay.
We'll be there.
Great.
Okay.
So we'll tie that in together. Thanks. You're giving
Again,
us another
where's it gonna-
promo.
Where's it going to be Saturday, Joe?
It's going to be at the Royal Place, which is on Route 88, Library Road. There's just 5 minutes there. We got a whole bunch of guys, I guarantee.
Who's your guys there? Who do you have there?
Monte Everhart.
Okay.
Jameson Bridget. Jameson, 6'5", 190 pounds with a reach. Like he can go over and when he walks down the street, his knuckles drag. You know?
Thanks,
This
Tracy.
kid is long. I mean, he got a reach. It'll just nice kid. And we got all those tough kids from Steel City, which is north side. They're coming over here, and I always fear them because they're always in shape, and plus you got the kids from my north side gym, which is up there, right up into the.
Where's your north side gym at?
It is right over in Fineview, which is Northview Heights.
Okay.
So we have, which is, let's give you the graphics. The one is probably more white, and mine's more black. So it's great. In north side, I don't care if you're white or black, you better be able to fight.
Yeah.
You better. These kids are. They've been
You got to
fighting.
fight your way into the neighborhood and out.
I love them over there. I think it's great. And every so often we have a spar together. And in boxing gyms, you're all equal to your ability. It's no
Great
longer,
point.
and that's great. And I love that. I just think it's wonderful.
And how long have you been doing this? Because this is going to be on YouTube and everything else, so you're going to get new fans. So maybe you can get new boxers too.
Well,
so
I'll tell you,
how
I've been
long
doing
have you
this-
been in this
I
game?
have 7 boxing gyms, and I've been doing it for about 40 years.
Now he said 40 years before I eat this French fry.
40 years.
40 years.
So
and what? You're only 55?
Yeah, I started when I was like 3.
3. Okay. Well, at least you're an honest man in the fight game. That's refreshing.
The only square thing about boxing is the ring. Cut it out. Cut it out. It's an old
I've
book.
heard you talk before, and I know that. I
So,
appreciate
you know
that.
what? We're going to be doing something else that's very interesting. You know, I am the proponent and the founder of the Pittsburgh Peace Project. Not only the Police Athletic League, umbrelled under this is the Peace Project. So I'm getting my little fight, and anybody that's interested, we are getting men, young men, and we are forming I want to call it like a musical group.
Are you?
Yeah, with about 30 young
How do we
men with
find out
swagger.
about this?
You come and find me. Take my phone number, 412-298.
Hold it. 412
298
298
7373.
7373.
We're going to silence the violence with music. And I'm taking kids, when I say kids, they're kids to me, young men that are buff and got the swag, as they say.
Right.
They're going to get out there. We're going to do everything from Marvin Gaye, Mercy, Mercy Me, to Old Man River. And our whole theme is there are many, many heroes in this country. Roberto Clemente, Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, Muhammad Ali. So you got men that really made a statement, not only in sports, in life. Billy Conn, you don't have to go far. Vasquez, and we're saying yes. I'm tired of the little chumps running around with 9mm. They just shot a kid the other day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the story there.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
No, this
we're
is
going
what
to
we
boxing.
talk about. The sports heroes that are out there promoting all this, nonsense. You're talking about guys that you can look up to, guys that you can talk to and call on the phone that get you help, that'll help your family, help your friends. These are the type of people you're trying to get together and save. So that's
But
admirable.
I cannot. I could say so much. My voice, your voice carries so far. The young men have to give the message. They
But
have
if
to
you
give the
show
message.
them and teach
Oh.
them,
Oh,
then they can do it. And you're a
exactly.
teacher. I can tell that just
Yeah,
by your
yeah.
reputation.
'Cause the message
So I
is
respect
listen
that.
to
Talking
There's
machine,
too
I
much
like hearing
violence.
that. We'll do it. Well, listen, what
Let's-
else you need
let's-
from me? You
Hey.
guys going to come on? You guys are going to come and see
We'll
me?
be there Saturday, Jim.
He
All
just told me, because
Well-
he said, we're going there before the show went on. We're going to be there.
Well,
we'll
bet
be filming
on
this.
my kids. Because my kids, first of all,
Bet
most
the
of them are-
house.
Most of them are all police athletic league kids. That's the first thing.
Okay.
Second thing, if you see me stepping in the corner, bet on my kid. 'Cause I'll tell you what, I'm one of them old silver pot. I didn't get this silver mustache. Hey, you got a little dust on yours.
Well, here, I'm getting older. I'm a little older than you now since you only started at 3.
At 3, yeah.
No problem.
Well, let's make it all work, Smug Man. I'll see you up there.
All right, Mad
I'll
Dog.
tell you, well, you're going to be part of this, by the way.
I'm in. I'm all in.
Actually, we're going to call it
Jimmy, it was a pleasure to
Searching
meet
for
you.
Martin. Every one of us got a little bit
Say
of Martin
that
Luther.
again so we can hear that.
Searching for Martin.
Okay.
All of us got a little Martin Luther King in us, or should. If you don't have it in you, shame on you.
And on that, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Big hand for Mad Dog.
Good luck.
Jimmy Sabetic.
See you later. Good luck.
Now for our next guest, Kenny Ogilvie. I know him only about a year, folks, but it feels like I know him a lifetime. If he can't talk, nobody can. I know I'm the talking machine, but Smoking Jim Frazier introduced us, and this guy is just prolific in everything he does, from conversation to filmmaking, and he has some of the greatest support behind him. His wife, Judith, is just fantastic. I always appreciate when she's in the house, but we're going to bring Kenny up right now. Have a seat.
Kenny, oh, my man.
Jim, how you doing?
Good, brother.
Al,
Nice to meet you.
I'm the
to meet you, man.
pleasure to
Painter.
meet you. Pleasure to meet you.
I've heard about you, Jim.
None of it true.
And just tell me one thing that you're doing right now. for
One
this,
thing I'm doing right now.
the top thing on your list.
All right, well,
Because I know you already gave me a little 3-minute conversation. You covered 60 things. What's the number one thing that you'd want people to know right at this point?
Well, first of all, we're launching a major TV music entertainment show very shortly. And the people that are sponsoring us and helping us with this is people like Blake Shelton,
Wow.
Leanne Rhymes, Carrie Underwood. And what's beautiful about this is we're going to give artists a chance to get on a national TV show that'll be shown every week. And we're negotiating with people like Arts and Entertainment and Fox Network across the nation. And the beautiful thing about it also is that we're going to give a chance for artists that never could get a chance to get their music, and I quote this, long as it's clean. Our show's PG-13, and we'll deal with hip-hop artists, soul, R&B, rock and roll, and country. And to launch our show very shortly, Joan Jett is going to be doing a concert to launch Hot Rock TV Global. Hot Rock TV Global could be the next American Bandstand on a worldwide schedule.
Is that like Soul Train?
We're going to
Yes.
have an aspect of Soul Train. We've picked up Tom Jones. If people know my age era, Tom Jones have come on board. But with some of the greatest entertainment, musical people in the world, they've come on board because what we're going to do with kids and people that never had a chance are going to be able to show their videos on this network. We're going to have news, sports, etc., 2-hour show, and it's going to be very informative. And the man that did this already has had it successful in New York City for 10 years at Radio City Music Hall, and that's Hot Rock Ronnie James, as they say, the bodyguards of celebrity of the world. He is the real deal. He had this concept over 15 years ago, and he's had it successful in Cleveland for 5 years also. And some of his guests in the past shows have been example like Michael Jackson's people.
Wow.
You name dropper. Hold on a second. You can go on and on, folks. As long as you're getting Pittsburgh Sports Line, some promo there. I got to stop you there because I'm looking at a book. My man Ronnie James can respect it because he's
Well, it's a
guided
TV
me.
show, yep.
Right.
TV show.
Now on this TV, you
Yep.
got to remember Pittsburgh Sports Line. This
Yep.
trio here, buddy, we're looking for that national fame too.
Well, hey, what I'm thinking is we could maybe slot you in on what's happening in Pittsburgh.
We
Because
can
it's
have
a
a
2-hour
double-
show.
we can have a
gotta
bonus.
fill the
Absolutely.
spaces.
I'll make time
Don't
for it.
worry.
I'll
If
make
you
time
think we
for it.
can't fill it, we'll do everything you want and more. I have no problem.
That's definitely it.
We'll
Yeah.
talk about that, but I'm looking at a book here.
Oh, well, this is
Now, we got to get
remarkable.
the sports here, folks.
this
We
is
just
a-
inked the deal right now.
Leslie?
So we're good there. Ronnie, you heard that? We inked the deal right tonight. I
All
just
right.
signed.
Now, the next thing is I'm very proud to be part
Let me
of.
hold that up a little bit. You talk, because I'll be your prop.
All right. Well, I'm very proud to be part of
All
something.
right, that's enough.
Wesley Lyons, former Pittsburgh Steeler, wrote this unbelievable
Guest
book.
of our show, at our Level 20 show. He was a guest.
I read the book.
No,
It's a
he's
remarkable book.
he didn't read the book.
He's also
helped
a
write the book.
Well, he's a motivational speaker. I did the cover and some inside jacket work, which was kind of cool. I am a professional photographer. As Smoking Jim knows, we've done
And I
shows
know.
together, and Al knows.
I was out in the heat in Penn Hills. These guys were unreal. They said 2 more minutes, 10 more minutes, 20 more minutes. I lost 5 pounds. My shoes were soaked, but it was great.
Yeah, I've been in my field for 40 years. I work in
Another
Vegas.
guy, 40 years. When did you start?
Hey, when I was a kid.
Okay.
My day job, I'm the director of Friday Night Fights in Vegas.
Wow.
I've been doing boxing for 40 years. I'm with the great Frank Luca, and if you know boxing, folks, Frank Luca, one of the greatest promoters that ever lived. He, of course, had the Stardust where Sinatra lived. And what's amazing about Frank Luca is I've been with the best promoters in the world, Don King quote, and other people. And I will tell you what, I've learned more in 8 years from Mr. Luca than I could ever learn in 40 years from anybody else.
What an endorsement, Kenny.
We put on the world titles that you see on Showtime, HBO. We've done an average of 6 to 8 world titles a year for the last 8 years. We just got with MMA the past 8 months ago with Royce. Of course, he started MMA. And what's amazing about this, Frank is 72 years old. He's been in boxing for 50 years. He's the most winningest cutman, trainer, promoter, manager, and that ever could exist in boxing.
Wow.
He has 29 world champions in the Hall of Fame, like Larry Holmes, Boom Boom Mancini,
Boom, boom.
Alex Ramos. Should I go down the line?
No,
He has
not all
29
of
of them.
We only have an hour show, folks. Like I told you about Kenny, we got to get top 10s. We got to get top 1. We got to get top 2. Go ahead.
What's amazing about Frank, though, he is the winningest promoter, cutman, trainer, and manager that ever existed at 94% win rate
Wow.
in the
that's
field of
impressive.
boxing.
That's impressive. Yeah, that is absolutely impressive.
One of the things how I met him was 40 years ago. I'm a New Yorker.
I couldn't tell by your accent.
I was shooting Madison Square Garden Friday Night Fights, which Frank started with Don Albo. Muhammad Ali was fighting a man named Ernie Shavers.
Wow.
All I knew was Ernie Shavers had a punch. People told me Ernie had the hardest punch in boxing.
At one
You know,
time.
when people tell you something, you're not sure.
Right.
So I am there ringside ready to do my first fight. I'm a photojournalist as well for New York and the magazines. And there's a tap on my right shoulder, and it's Mr. Luca. Mr. Luca goes to me, he goes, "You're the new kid on the block." I go, "Yes, sir, this is my first fight." He says, "You better get it right or you'll never do another one."
Well, congratulations on that. You're still here.
I'm still here.
Good thing you
What
listened.
a story there.
I'm
That's
still
awesome.
here. But as you know, boxing is, we're trying to work for the next 3 world titles in May. We're trying to bring the Pittsburgh kid in on us. He's been with Roy Jones Jr. He's been on a tear. He left Michael Acree just, about 2 years ago now. He's been 11-0 with 8 knockouts. He's looking great as a junior welterweight. And Jim, I got a question for you. What do you think we got Mayweather now going to fight another fun and game fight. What do you think of this fight Mayweather's got coming up?
Well, one thing about Money Mayweather, he's going to make money. He missed the window of opportunity to grow boxing when him and Pacquiao didn't get it on. But as far as making money, Mayweather is going to make his money, and Mayweather is still running from Paul Spadafore.
He's been running for how many years? 5 years. If you go on YouTube, folks, you can see Paul beat the living heck out of him about
Thanks for keeping it clean here, Kenny.
4 hours and 4 years and a half, roughly, right? 4.5, 5 years ago on YouTube, Paul beat the living heck out of him. I've been in Vegas so many times I lost count, and I love Roger, who trains Mayweather. Roger brings his fighters on our cards as undercards and stuff too. And Roger would love to have Paul fight, but I think Mayweather's still scared of Paul because they should have negotiated this long time ago.
Sure, makes sense.
You know,
He's
long
protecting,
time ago.
protecting his records and his
Well,
ability
I know
to
why
make money.
Packy wouldn't fight him, because if you're familiar with bloodletting and stuff like that, when you in Vegas, if somebody has to take blood out of you every week, it gets you very weak unless you get used to it. In the case of Mayweather, he's been in jail so much, they do the testing every week in Vegas on him. He's so used to it, while Packy's not. That's why Packy won't submit to this once a week thing. And I think that's one of the biggest drawbacks.
Thanks for that insight, because a lot of people have questions, including myself, on what the blood
That's
story
one of the
is.
thing about it. Mayweather's so used to having his blood drawn. Well, Packy gets it before the fight in the Las Vegas rules and after. Usually that's it, meaning one time before you go in training and then at the end. Very seldom they do it more than that.
Really?
We gotta have Kenny back.
You know
And
what?
that's the thing.
We're gonna have to. I hate to cut you short, because just what I learned in this period of time, I got many more questions for you. And just over the 40 years of boxing history and everything else, plus all your filmmaking ventures, I appreciate you coming here. We're going to have you back when you're
Well, it's been a
around
pleasure.
and you can talk. And
Definitely.
if we have a slow night here, you're going to be half of the show. I guarantee it.
Well, it's
when you
been
can,
fun. This
you
is
have an
fun.
open invite anytime.
Thank you,
that
Al.
you want, and I'm
And
glad
same
you can
with
make
you,
it.
Al. Like I said, we want to get you. I think this would be great. We'd get you guys to do segments of on Hot Rock TV. I think that would be kind of cool.
I love to bring it up, Ernie
I'm going to plug
Shavers.
one thing, folks.
There, he has an Ernie Shavers
No, I
question.
Okay,
heard
okay.
when I was a kid growing up, and Ernie Shavers was. They said he used to break people's forearms when they would try to
Totally.
block his punches.
Totally.
He would just shatter their forearms and then beat the crap out.
Johnny Rocco's gym, Ernie's knuckles are in the cement wall.
Uh huh.
And the cement wasn't wet.
It's exactly right.
Sorry, I stole your line, Kenny.
It's about 3 inches deep. I had to take a picture. I couldn't believe it. I showed Holyfield one year, and he looked at me. He goes, "Do you know how to do that, to something like that?" I said, "That's the way Frank trained." Frank also, of course, was a fighter.
Sure.
17-0 until he got his eye detached in the last fight as he knocked the guy out. And he never got to fight again because
What a
a
shame.
detached retina back then.
Yeah, it was
was
the end of your
impossible.
fight career.
No,
Yeah.
you go blind. And lose
But
the eye.
he never lost a fight, and he had 17 knockouts out of 17 fights.
See, folks, we can't stop this guy. He's prolific. Get out of here.
Get out of
Thank
here.
you.
Yeah, for Las Vegas
Thank you.
is on, Kenny
Thank you for
O.
having me, guys.
Our next guest is from downtown Carrick with the Pittsburgh or Carrick High School, and I heard they won something, so we're going to bring Tristan on here to explain what happened. Welcome to the show. Hi, Tristan.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming.
Good.
Yeah, we're ready to do an interview here. How are you doing? How was
fine,
your
how are
day
you?
today?
Pretty good. It's a Monday, so I'm making it through it. So
Did you
I'm
lose
making
that
it through
hour
it.
of sleep and you haven't recovered yet?
I'm working on it.
right.
AP English has me is killing me. I'm working on
You
it.
made it to school on time. You completed your day, right?
Always.
Okay. Well, that's good. Now you can tell us what happened. What's the story with this competition? I heard a rumor you guys won.
Yeah, basically, we're a part of Carrick's first indoor competition dance team. And basically, we'll go back and forth between other high schools and other independent competitions to compete with other schools and other independent dance teams. Within each competition, there's also the majorette twirlers, color guard twirlers, and also percussion ensembles that will compete there as well.
And this is your whole team encompasses all those areas?
Our team individually is just dance,
Okay.
but there's also other teams from the school. We have a majorette team. Unfortunately, we don't have a color guard team this year, but a percussion ensemble associated with us is Pittsburgh Percussion, and they'll have a show at our school that we'll host later on next month.
Okay, great. Now tell me about this win.
Basically,
What did you win?
We won first place in our Scholastic Novice Division in McKeesport High School last Saturday. So,
That's what we want to hear.
Champion!
And how many are on your team?
there's 9 girls on our team.
And what are their ages?
Basically, all of our ages are from about 16 to 18. Just
So you're from
in high school.
freshman to senior or sophomore
We
to
don't have any
senior?
freshmen this year.
Well, it's
So-
your first year.
Yeah.
So you're all rookies.
Always.
Have
But
you danced your whole life?
I've mostly danced my whole life and everything.
What about the other crew?
A lot of the girls have also had some experience with dance, but everybody's kind of new to the whole idea of an actual competition dance team. Not just dancing to show everybody, but dancing to be better than the other teams. So it's a different experience.
Who does your choreography? Do you do your own?
We don't do our own choreography. We have a choreographer. Her name is Ashley Lawrence.
Okay.
And
Where's
she's
she
been
at?
she's not
Is she
here.
here?
She's not here.
No.
No, she couldn't come, but she's been nice enough and to bear with us through the whole thing of just being the first year of being able to do all of this, and by helping us with our choreography and
What's her
everything.
background?
She's a hip hop dancer. She dances with other local groups around the city of Pittsburgh
That's
and
who I
everything.
wanted
So
to meet.
No wonder you didn't bring her hair. This isn't Smoking Jim's
invited her.
dating.
See?
This isn't Smoking Jim's dating school.
you know,
Tristan, come on now.
I can't. I'm sorry.
And India's here too. That's another story. We're covering too much here. We want to focus on all the great things you're doing.
It's not his time to shine this time.
Exactly. You're getting your 5 minutes of fame right now. So
Exactly. Can I have this?
tell them just a little bit. You see how I roll on this thing. Now, what's this deal here that I got to make Erin work? She's got to take the camera off of you and get this. You might as well explain what's going on Saturday night.
On Saturday afternoon, we are having our indoor competition that we are hosting ourselves at Carrick High School. There will be other independent dance groups and percussion groups and just everybody from all types of backgrounds that are there, all to compete and do the same things that we do.
And tell them where Carrick High School is, because a lot of people don't realize you can pass by it when you pass the Rite Aid and a couple banks there.
It's directly off of Brownsville Road. As soon as you turn off it onto Parkfield, it's right there. You can't miss it. It's right. Yep, they're building Dunkin' Donuts
we
right
heard
there.
a little shout out there.
I'm picking up my coffee there next Monday. It opens.
Right, you'll be a little perkier next Monday then.
Exactly.
Okay,
It'll
now
be
I
easier.
understand. But just so they know, and then what time is it?
It starts at 2 p.m. and all of the performances will go consecutively right after and everything.
And when do you anticipate you'll be on stage or whatever this is?
Well, because we're hosting it, we get to go last and everything.
Nice.
Headliners, of course.
That's what
So-
we're checking with. So, Smoking Jim is sometimes late to the show.
It's okay.
So now that we
long
know
as he's
you,
there.
okay, we're going to try to support that.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we appreciate
And
it.
also, a lot of people should know that Tristan will be a freshman in the fall at Howard University. That's an all-black school.
Hey,
Well,
I
I tell you what,
I know Smoking
I
Jim.
tell you
Very
what,
impressive.
you should major in voice and communication because
And
you
dance.
are excellent.
And
you got
dance.
a gift. You got a gift of gab. You are good. You can take all of our jobs.
Hey, you're not welcome back then. No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize for talent. I'm sarcastic.
Oh,
Okay. No, that's great. And we're glad to have you on here. What we wanted to try to
Thank you.
do is you have your other teammates on here. And
yeah, some of my
dancers.
other teammates were lucky.
How many are here? Because I'd like to at
5
least
other
get.
ones.
Can we at least get them up here one at a time just to say hi and who they are?
Of course.
Okay, and we're going to have to let you vacate the seat here,
It's all right.
Tristan. You did great.
Hey,
Thank
Thank you.
you.
It was
It was a
nice
pleasure
meeting
having
you.
you. Good luck to you, and we'll be talking again. Okay.
Pleasure to meet you. On the shape.
You want to tell us who you are?
Hi, my name's Leah Sims. I go to Carrick High School. I'm on their dance team also.
Are
clearly.
you? I
Yes,
can tell
am.
you're a dancer. You look like you got some smooth moves here.
Of course, all up in there. All up in there.
Nice.
Better know it.
Let me shake the hand of a
Yeah.
champ.
Better know
And
it.
you can shout out to your friends when they watch YouTube.
Hi, people. Hi, school. Hi, mom. Hi, Kat. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Layla. Hi, Dwight. Hi, Dad. Hi, everybody.
What year are you
Okay.
in school?
Huh?
What year?
Oh, I'm a senior.
A
I just don't
senior,
look like
last
it.
year.
Yes.
Well, where are you heading
Ballin'.
next year?
Point Park.
Pardon me?
Point Park.
Good.
Point Park.
Congratulations.
All up in there.
It was a pleasure having you
Nice
on.
meeting you.
You
Thank
take
you.
care and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Bring a winner home. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. And your name?
I'm Kayla.
You got to speak up just a little bit.
I'm Kayla.
And then this way your friends can see you on YouTube. And if you get Verizon, you can see it everywhere. And are you a senior also?
I am a senior.
Wow, I see a sense of pattern here.
Yeah, me, Tristan, and Ellie are seniors on the dance team, so we co-captain.
Oh, you're one of the co-captains.
Yes.
Wow, that's great. Do you want to shout out to anybody here?
Shout out to my mom if she's watching. I told her what channel it was on. She might not have found it,
Well,
but
she's not going to find it right now because we're taping the show.
Okay.
And it'll be broadcast as soon as tomorrow night, but probably Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
So then have her look on Verizon 32.
Okay. Verizon 32.
And then on YouTube, what I'll do is you can go to our Pittsburgh Sportsline fan page, and I'll try to post that up as soon as I can. Then you can see that. And if you're on Facebook, you guys
Right.
can like us. Just so
I'm on
you know.
Facebook, yeah.
Okay. Well, like Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Okay.
Thank you very much, co-captain.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
She got her nails done. She's ready.
Are those Karakai
No.
nails? What's the colors of Karakai?
What are our colors? I
Oh
don't know our
no!
colors. No,
cut!
I don't.
Cut! No, don't cut
Yeah.
this. This
Blue
is
and
live.
gold.
Blue and gold. Show those nails to the fans.
I
Sarah.
don't like them, but they're not blue and gold.
Oh, she didn't know she'd be on the show. She just thought she'd be in the background dancing. Right?
Yes, yes.
Why don't you tell them your name? Because
Tangeray.
Tangeray.
Yep.
What a pretty name.
Thank you.
And how long have you been dancing?
I've been dancing since I was younger, so like
Okay,
3.
so last year.
No, since I was 3.
Oh, 3?
I was 3.
Now you're 8, so 5 years.
You know, 17.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And what dance school do you go to?
Carrick.
Carrick Dance School. So you're just a hometown girl.
Yep.
You got success. You're one of the champs. You're going to win again on Saturday afternoon.
Yes, we
right?
are.
Who do you want to shout out to?
My mom. I love you, Mom.
All right.
Anybody
You a
else?
senior?
No.
Okay.
Are you a senior?
No.
Junior?
I'm a junior.
Junior.
Oh, okay. Well,
She'll be back next year.
you'll be back next year when we promote the Carrick team here.
Yeah.
Dance champions.
As
Pittsburgh.
always.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
You too.
And you did well. I can
good.
tell you're not nervous because after Tangeray, there's no way you're nervous, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us your name? Welcome to
I'm
the show.
Chantel.
Chantel?
Yeah,
Nice. And you're a dancer, of course?
of course.
How many years?
Since I was probably like 5.
My goodness. Everybody's a long-term dancer. Are you a senior?
No, I'm junior.
Well, that's okay. You guys can come back when you're champs again.
Definitely.
Do you want to shout out to anybody that you might want to talk to? Or nobody? That's okay. You don't even have to say hi to anybody. You can say hi to whoever.
I don't know.
Do you know anybody? Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah,
Do you have a mother?
I do have a mother.
Why don't you say hi to your mom?
Hi, Mom.
All right. Come on, another champ. And your name?
I'm Stephanie.
Stephanie. I'm Al, in case you didn't hear. And I know you're not nervous.
I am.
Well, you're the most honest one in the bunch. Well, how long have you been dancing then? I ask pretty simple questions, and I hope you know the answer to this one.
Like last year.
So you just started. You're a rookie on the dance team.
I
You're
suck
a
at
rookie.
dancing.
You're a rookie dancer, and you're a champ. That's awesome. How can you be nervous about that when you're a dancer? You're out there performing, 100, 300, 500 people?
Not that many.
20.
It's more than 20, but less than that.
Oh, okay. See, I knew you were honest.
I don't think there's ever been 300 people there.
All right. Well, if we could
Enough
promote
to
this
fill the
ahead of time,
bleachers.
We need 300 in the bleachers there, just so you girls can perform and be champs. Because you were on the show and you did a great job. You want to say hi to anybody?
So,
You want to do that again? Because my hearing's going.
No.
You're gone. See you later.
What year are you in school, Stephanie?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore. She'll be back.
You'll be
next
back for 2
years.
years.
Good job.
We're the Carrot Dance Crew, and you're watching BPTV.
He impressed us so much that I had to ask him back. He's not going to be talking, folks, as much as he did last week because we got the young buck, that businessman, young businessman who's my hero. He's going to be at the end of the show. We're going to shut it down then, but it's all yours. All yours right now, Mike. We had a big sports week. I almost texted you last night, put the Jim Beam away. There's no pressure.
Yeah, it was nice to see a beating for once,
Yes,
with no heart palpitations at the end.
exactly. And what about the sock monkey? I saw you
Sock
posted
monkey
that,
trick.
and it was a sock monkey hat trick.
I
That's
said she
his-
wants to sell my sock monkey. And I was wondering if Langer said that or not.
I don't know. I wish I was listening to the radio, but the delay is too much on it. It drives me crazy.
little bit.
Yeah, 5 to 7 seconds isn't good. So I got to ask you what's on your mind, because you know what we already said. What's on your mind here?
It's a big week. It's
Try to pick 2 things that you really like.
well, it's a tough week. It's a bittersweet week with the Big East tournament.
Right.
The last one, as we know it, a lot of memories. You know, growing up and seeing the crazy-haired Raleigh Massimino and
Yeah.
that whiny sweater-wearing Louis Carnesecca and Calhoun and Boeheim and
John
all the
Thompson,
memories. And I know
yeah.
Pitt did not do well
Right.
until this century,
Yes.
but still, it was so much fun watching that growing up little and seeing like some of my guys I grew up loving, like Sean Miller and
Right.
and Charles Smith, and of course, send it in, Jerome.
Yeah.
You just can't. That's just beautiful stuff.
You're
so
right.
this is the week where it's time for Pitt to put up or shut up. You can go out on top and say, you know what? We're one of the best teams in the Big East for the past decade. This is the chance to do the exclamation point right here. Now, the little research. A lot of people they're not giving Pitt like a lot of credit.
Right.
Now, I believe they're 24-8, I think.
Yeah.
24-8.
Double bye.
Double
bye
bye.
they get. So.
Which hasn't benefited a lot of teams so far, with the exception of, I think, West Virginia in 2010. But here's the thing. A little research over the past 5 games. Pitt's shooters have been unconscious.
Right.
With the exception of Trey Ziegler and I believe Cameron Wright, they're, I think everyone's shooting at least 50% from the field and 38% from behind the arc.
Right.
So they're starting to score, and you know they can play defense.
Right.
So when you have a lot of depth like they do, and you have someone like J.J. Moore that can contribute, Duran Johnson can hit your 3-pointers when you need them.
Right.
And you always have Trey Woodall, who's always going to contribute.
Sure.
Steven Adams steps up big. You can see them cutting down the nets next Saturday if
Nice.
they just
I
got
like your optimism.
But you know what, and I agree with you that Pitt has the potential to do that, but the flaws that they've had this year is they haven't been consistent enough rebounding, and they lose more battles than that. They've won a couple of games where they've lost a rebounding battle because of the way they're shooting, because of their defense. I'd really love to see Pitt go down the nets Saturday night in Madison Square Garden. That would be wonderful. You know, it's just, you know, who are they going to get in their first game? It looks like they're slated as it's
looks like
going to fall to Syracuse. Yeah.
It'll be Syracuse. I know Syracuse is having problems. They scored 39 points.
Right.
I mean, if you thought Pitt was having offensive problems,
Right.
39 points.
Well, at least we got them out of the way early, Mike.
Oh,
Early
yeah.
in the season.
Well, we've owned that team.
Well,
anyway. I mean, over
Syracuse
the past,
was
the
ranked
past 7
number
8
one
years,
at one
we've killed
point,
that
weren't they?
Syracuse.
Yes, we have. Even
And I
when
would,
they're good.
would
Right.
love to end the Big East, era with Pitt by smashing them again on Thursday at
Well,
2
as
o'clock.
people know, I'm a Pitt fan, so I would like to see them do well in this tournament.
Well, like I said, it'll be Syracuse, and then you'll have Georgetown coming up after that. And I'm going to guess the way Louisville's playing,
Right.
if Pitt makes it to the Big East Finals, it's going to be those two again. And as I see it, Pitt owes Pitino and that team one.
Nice.
And what a better way to go out than to stick down their throat next week in front of the whole world.
And Big Mike, I agree with you. That would be great to see. But the way Pitt took apart Georgetown early in the year.
Yes.
Do you think that they could actually do that again now?
Well, after that rather unpleasant loss at Notre Dame,
Yes.
where they had a 19-3 lead,
Right. It was
and then suddenly just everything shut down.
evaporate.
I think the next couple of days, I think if you're a coach, you challenge their manhood
Right.
and ask them what's going on here. You're getting out rebounded, you're getting pushed around, you blew a lead.
Right.
What have we been working for all this time?
Right.
Since then, they've been on fire. They've been out rebounding people. They've been beating people inside.
Sure.
And the one game is, I know it's, Villanova's going to be a tournament team.
Right.
They did that without Steven Adams, and you saw what Nova did to Georgetown.
Yes.
So that's an impressive victory without your big guy in there.
Gives us some optimism. Hey, I'm going to have to cut you short on that because that's a good subject. We could talk a long time.
Yes.
What's the second best thing you want to talk about here?
Well,
because then we're going to have to end it. We got to make some time for Zach here because you can monopolize this definitely. And I'll make you a little promise here. Next week we'll have you back.
Awesome.
We have a guy that's going to do fantasy baseball.
All right.
John Galais is coming back for the 18th. You're welcome back on the 18th.
I hope I have a Big East Championship shirt on.
Well, I'm calling you
saying,
back.
where's everyone at now?
I'm
All them
calling
doubters and haters, you know what I mean?
I'm calling you back just because of the haters, okay?
And I hope you're right on that because nationally, Pitt's RPI, what are they, 38th or something like
I
that?
think today they're 40th, but honestly, I don't really like what I see in RPI.
And then they're
Middle
still a
Tennessee
top
State,
20 team.
they're like 24th. I mean, come on, give me a break. Play a Big East schedule. Let's see how good
Hey,
you are.
that was the
time
week
out, folks. Tom, you got one more point to bring up, and it's got to be a short one.
All right, Penguin-wise,
Yes.
I like what I see from this team.
Okay.
I do not think they need another scoring winger.
Okay.
I mean, if someone's going to be dumb enough like Calgary to give away like Jerome McGinley for like a second-round pick, like we got Joey Mullen a long
Yes,
time ago,
yes.
okay, that's fine. But I'm not giving up Simone Dupre, someone who's 21 years old, for a
Yes.
35-year-old guy. The offense is fine. They're a top-scoring team in the NHL right now. So if anything, you find you're a big old defenseman that clears space in the model of a Howe Gill, something like that. Someone that's mean. You get in front of that net, you're going to go flying. You're going to have maybe a bruised rib or two, or you can be thinking about that guy.
And Mike, I got to cut the extra stuff away, but
Sweet.
You're welcome back. For all of you, this is Mike Drakulovich. Go see him on Pittsburgh Sports Nation. Check out what he does. He's reporting, he blogs, he does all kind of stuff. He's an expert, folks.
You're the man.
You got to hear him. Now you're seeing him. You get to see Mike. And we don't mean to call you Big Mike, but we're trying to designate some different things.
That's
and
me, my
that's
man.
all right.
That's me.
All right. It's been a pleasure.
All right,
Pleasure to have
Take
you,
care.
Mike. Nice talking to
See you in
you.
a week when we're
Like your
champions.
swag, bro.
Yes, heard it from me. We're going to whip everyone this weekend.
Folks, he just came from work.
All right, my man. How are you?
He was under 6 foot of water in a house. This house was sinking, I'm telling you. But besides that, we're going to talk about
Noah pulled up outside with the ark.
Yeah, well, he plugged it up so Noah had to leave. That's another story. We're here to talk sports here with you, Zach. We got about 5 minutes to go, and between me and you talking and these guys, we can't get enough in here in 5 minutes. So
I know.
I'm going to challenge you.
Okay.
I gave Big Mike 2 things that are on his mind. What 2 things would you like to talk about on sports for about a couple minutes? And I'll let you roll, brother.
All right, couple
And
minutes.
this is for your mother.
Hi, Mom. Lois Brennan.
Notice how I let him say it? I didn't want to get in trouble for butchering her name, Lois.
Lois. What's on my mind? 2 things that are on my mind. I think the first thing is I'm just as shocked as anybody that we let James Harrison go. I think Smoke and Jim touched on that. You know, how do you replace a guy that
All
gives
right,
you more
next
with
subject.
one leg? All right. Second thing.
Next subject, I can't hear. I'm going to have 2 ears where I can't hear.
All right. Second thing. We'll go with.
I may give you a third on that one. That's a half of one.
I want to talk a couple seconds here about Paul Spadafora.
I knew you wanted
April 6th down at the Harv in Mountaineer. Paul Spadafora is going to be fighting.
And tell them again, because some people are hard of hearing like me. Now, where's that fight going to be?
Mountaineer, West Virginia, April
Okay.
6th.
Thank you.
It's a Saturday night, and Paul will be back in the ring. I don't think he wants anything to do with the problem Bronner. or pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. You know, if you're talking dollars and cents and money, I mean, you know, I might be able to draw more. You know, I'm just gonna have to lose about 120 pounds, but I'm ready.
I like you at 260. Stay like you are. You're strong on the security. One more thing, you got a bonus round here.
One more thing.
Yeah. What else do you got? Because I'm testing you here. The best is last.
I want to send a shout out to the Pitt Panthers men's basketball team going into the Big East tournament. It's final Big East tournament in the Big East before they switch over to the ACC next year and get completely obliterated by everybody in the conference in football and basketball. And
there's a prediction.
It's just a prediction and a disclaimer.
Well, we're all entitled to our opinions, and I wanted to hear yours. That's why I called the best for last. And I thank you. You're welcome back next week because we had to give you a little short interview.
No problem, no problem. And I look forward to seeing you guys out at Saturday night out at the Royal Place.
Well, we'll be
Golden
there.
Gloves. I'll be there.
We're going to be there. And I also want to thank you for showing great support at Bethel Park Police Pals. You were hanging around the Steelerettes. You were hanging around India. She was out there. We have some great video of all of that. And it was just a pleasure to have you. And I didn't know your friend Charlie Batch was there talking to you too, so I did see that. Yeah. So this man tells me all these stories, and he does show up, folks. He's a great guy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And hold on 1 second. Oh my goodness, how did I forget this? Brenner Contracting. Get out of here. We got to finish this show. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Zach.
The Penguins are lighting the league up, #1 scoring team in the league. You know, the one thing that it creates a bit of a concern, a little soft on the defense in front of the net. I think this is something that can be worked out. They need to just start banging some bodies in there.
Right.
And I think, you know, everything is going to work itself out.
No, I appreciate it. Smoking Jim, what do you want to close on?
Well, I want to close on another shout out to Bethel Park High School. And my best friend is the principal there, Dr. Zab Jansani. I'll be giving him a call tomorrow morning. And also, big shout out to Carrick High School. All the girls did a great job. Must be a great place academically.
And since I'm lucky that Bethel Park TV lets us produce and show this show, video everywhere. We're on YouTube. We're on Pittsburgh Sportsline. I don't know if I said that 8 times, but this is the 9th time. Friend us on Facebook. We're going to do a little promo with the Carrick High School girls and their dance team, so you'll see that. And you got to get out there and see them on Saturday afternoon. And then congratulations to Bethel Park, Coach Burke and your team. No reason to hold your heads. You guys are true champions. It was great bringing home a winner. And thank you, folks, for watching the show.